Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's having a good day and a good start to their 2024. I can't believe January is almost over. My birthday is this weekend or the start of next week. I turned 22. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not quite ready, but I feel like that's still young enough, so I'm not dreading my birthdays yet. So in this video, we are going to be making the Bob's Burgers characters in CreateASim. The last video I posted was the first episode of my zombie apocalypse series. If you're interested in a zombie apocalypse challenge, I did write the rules myself. You're more than welcome to go back and watch it. It will be a series that I will be continuing. I just wanted to post CreateASim videos in between the challenge videos just because I'm sure that's what a lot of you guys subscribe for. I didn't want to completely switch the focus, but I am very excited for the zombie apocalypse series. I really like survivor type games and I think it'll be a lot of fun, so I hope you guys enjoy watching it if you do choose to do so. So of course the first sim I wanted to make was Tina. Of course I could have started with Bob and Linda, but I feel like Tina is the most iconic and I just really wanted to start with her. Also, I know that the barrettes are on the wrong side of her head and they don't fully go with the hair, like they kind of clip it a bit, and I know there's two of them instead of one. I'm just working with what I have. I could have downloaded the perfect right-sided barrette custom content, but I didn't think to do it. We're just gonna work with what we have. Don't come at me. Same thing could be said about the socks. I didn't have the right socks with like the little red stripe at the top, but I have white socks. That's all that matters. For her aspiration, I originally gave her the friend of the animals aspiration, but then I remembered that there were romantic ones, so I gave her the soulmate aspiration instead because it seemed more fitting. And then I gave her the clumsy trait and of course the horse lover trait as well. And here is Tina. Next, we are making the one and only Jean, the second eldest Belcher child. Jean is mischievous, creative. He is a bit of a ditz, and he can be pretty annoying at sometimes. Like, there were some points in the show where he was kind of making me a little bit angry, but that's just what little brothers do, I guess. I also think the sim version of Jean is much cuter than cartoon character. He just looks so sweet. And I had a really hard time finding the right shirt for him because again, I didn't download any CC for him. The only person I downloaded CC for is Louise with her hat and her dress, and I just completely didn't even consider anybody else. So he kind of has this awkward off yellow shirt, which I know isn't right. But I gave him his classic gray shorts. Even though I couldn't find the perfect shirt for him, I think I did a pretty good job. He turned out pretty cute. I gave him the rambunctious scamp aspiration because he's just very playful, high energy. And then where kids only get a single trait, I did give him the goofball trait because of course that's the most fitting. And here's Jean. Next up, we are recreating Louise. Now, Louise did not take me long to make. Like I said before, she was the only character that I downloaded custom content for, and so I knew exactly what I was looking for, and I was able to get her in it very quickly. The only issue is that with her hat, for some reason I couldn't put hair underneath it, and I know that she has hair in the cartoon, like in the show, but it just wouldn't work here, so that was a little bit unfortunate, but obviously it's not the end of the world. And then we also have her iconic dress that she wears. Love her, she looks so cute. I have such a hard time picking my favorite character in the show, but it's probably either Louise or Linda. I gave Louise the Whiz Kid aspiration because she's very clever, and then I gave her the adventurous trait as well. And here is Louise Belcher. Okay, so now that we have the Belcher children done, we're moving on to the adults. So of course I had to make Linda. I love Linda so much. I think she is so funny. And I know I just said that I have a hard time choosing between her and Louise for my favorite character, but I really do think it's Linda. Now, when I was making all of these Sims, I kind of half considered not giving any of them chins just to match their cartoon version, but it just looked so silly that I had to give them all chins, and I know it's not going to be as realistic, I guess, or as close to the show, but I think I'm doing them a favor by giving them chins and just yassifying them just a little bit. So I did use some CC for Linda's lashes, just because that's what it shows in her little cartoon icon, but the glasses and the hair were actually both base game, so that is pretty sweet. And then of course I had to find the iconic Linda shirt. I couldn't use this one because it was cropped and turtleneck and it just looked weird, but then I came across this one and it fit perfectly. And then of course just gave her some basic blue jeans and some yellow shoes. For her aspiration, I gave her the big happy family aspiration, and then I gave her the cheerful, goofball, and loyal traits. And here is the iconic Linda Belcher. And then last but not least, we have Bob Belcher. I really like Bob too. I feel like he's the only rational character in this whole show. I kind of feel bad for him at times. His family is just, they're all a bunch of dumbasses sometimes, and I feel like all of his stress and frustration is completely warranted. But at the end of the day, he loves his family. I did read something somewhere online that said Bob from Bob's Burgers was one of the only adult cartoon dads that actually likes his family. Like when you compare it to The Simpsons or Family Guy, both of those dads absolutely hate their family, but Bob is an example of a cartoon dad who loves his family very much, even if they got on his nerves sometimes. I also unfortunately couldn't find the perfect mustache for him because the only long one, it like went down super far and that's not what it looks like. So this is like the bushiest straight across one that I had, if that makes sense. I probably could have used CC, but I didn't want it to be too custom content heavy so that you guys could play with them and download them in your own games. I also feel like I want to do a speed build of their restaurant and apartment. I never do build videos because I'm terrible at building, but I think that would be really fun. Let me know what you guys think. Finally, for Bob's aspiration, of course I had to give him the MasterChef aspiration, and then for his traits I gave him the overachiever, foodie, and the gloomy trait. And here is Bob Belcher. And that wraps up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, of course, feel free to like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for anyone to recreate in future videos, I'd love to hear from you. And thanks for popping in. We'll see you guys next time.